Hey guys, what's up? Just letting you know before we start that this is a video made up of 3 clips. And what these clips are of me basically running through the game, taking care of what I consider to be loose ends. Specifically, me getting rid of the Master Swordsman in the shrine, getting rid of the Crystal Lizard, dealing with the Mimic in Lothric, and finally dealing with the tower in the Firelink Shrine. I'm basically knocking these all out, and I did these at different times during my playthrough, but I'm just lumping them all up here to get them out the way before we move on with the Undead Settlement. So, yeah. By the way, the reason why I'm sounding the way I am is because I'm recovering from a cold. So, yeah, that's why I sound like this, and I will sound like this in the first clip because I lost my audio recording of that, so I had to redo it again. But then after that, you'll hear me sound a bit more cheerful, and that's because that was done earlier. So, yeah. Anyway, on with the show. Hey guys, what's up? So this is the start of my loose ends video, where today I am going to be showing you how I took out the katana guy earlier on in this playthrough that I'm doing. I'm showing you guys the easiest way to do this for a beginner. As you can see, I got my bow, and all I'm going to do is stay up here and shoot him with it. I already showed you guys earlier how to get up here, just using the tree to vault yourself up on top of the roof where you can, you know, go meet Snuggly the Crow early and get those items early from the treasure chest and all that, which really help out. But you can also walk over here and just shoot this guy with arrows until he dies. Make sure to give yourself a lot of arrows, obviously, and make sure you have the longbow, which you can pick up from Lothric. But once you get that, you can just come right back here and just, you know, shoot him. Here you're going to see me miss a couple of times because I was trying to use the weapon art of the bow, and for some weird reason, it would not hit him. Even though if I just do regular shots, it hits him. But when I tried to do the weapon art shot, it wouldn't. And yes, this is a rather cheap way of dealing with him. But if you are not capable of parrying, you know, his stuff, which for beginners I can easily see that happening the first time they play this. If you don't trust your parrying ability, and or you're not good at making him lunge himself off a cliff, which is another common way of dealing with him, like you stand near a cliff and wait for him to do one of those lunging slashes of his, and you just quickly roll out the way and watch him sail off into the horizon. If you're not good at, you know, baiting that, then this is probably the easiest way. It is the easiest way to deal with him, because you don't have to worry about getting hit. It does take a while, as you can see. But with a bit of patience, he goes down. See? Bye. So what do you get for this? Well, for those who've already seen my other videos, you get his master's attire, which really isn't much, it's just rags. But you also get his Uji katana, which for dex builds is a nice early weapon to get your hands on in the game. So you can see its stats here. Right now you can see its stats are in the red because I didn't, at the time I did this, my dex wasn't high enough to use it yet. But it's still a pretty good weapon, and I did raise my stats later on so I could be able to use it. And then I just, as you saw in the videos before this one, I just quickly ended up dumping it because, you know, I didn't like the way it moved. I liked the way the Lothric sword moved. So I might switch over to the Katana again. And here I picked up an East-West shield because I had forgotten to pick this up on my first time coming through here. And I just chopped my way through here and that's it. So yeah. And there's Lothric over there. And whatever. Now we're going to skip from here and go to the other loose ends that I had to take care of. So yeah. Hey guys. What's up? So, welcome once again to my Dark Souls 3 playthrough, where I'm going to be playing through the whole game and hopefully both DLCs and give you both my impressions of the game as I play through it, as well as comment on things like the lore and the gameplay and the weapons, and if I can ever find, you know, the right moments to talk about it, you know, martial arts stuff as well. because some people do like mentioning how quote-unquote realistic the fighting is, even though it's really not too realistic, but it's realistic enough. It's got weight. So if I can ever find something to bring the martial arts aspect of things to mind, I will touch on that as well, though so far I haven't been able to say anything about it yet, and I apologize. You may notice that I am not in the undead settlement, and you may also notice that I am alone. Well, let's take care of that first. My wife, Katrona, is unfortunately not going to be with us here in these particular proceedings. She is not feeling very well, and I'm going to give her a chance to rest and, recover, so that, hopefully she'll be coming back strong to help me comment on the game and such. But because of that, I decided that I was going to use this opportunity to tie up on some loose ends. I do not want to beat the rest of the undead settlement without her, because I really want to see the look on her face. I want to see the reaction when she sees the boss of that area. I get the feeling it's going to be hilarious for me, so I just don't want to miss that. So until then, we're going to tie up some loose ends and maybe touch on some other areas in the game. So this video is probably going to be shorter than the rest. If it's really, really short, I might just attach this to the actual playthrough of the rest of the undead settlement, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that's why we're here. We're tying up some loose ends, and one of those loose ends is the Crystal Lizard. You might remember that I was supposed to have taken out the Crystal Lizard earlier. I said I was going to do it, and I promptly forgot. Yeah, I was supposed to have killed the lizard after I took out Gundyr, and I forgot to do that. And then I had in my mind, okay, I'll take care of it after I deal with Vordt, and I completely forgot that. So we're going to be taking care of it now, though, because of my stats. It's probably going to be much easier for me to deal with. Yeah, I'm level 25 with a pretty decent sword. Yeah. This is not going to be much of a problem. Hopefully. But then again, who knows with how I've been playing lately. And as you can see, I've already been here. I've already killed some of these guys, because another crazy goof I did was I had already started the recording and I was already talking about what I was going to do, and then I realized I forgot to actually start recording the actual gameplay footage. So after murdering those people and realizing it, I ran back to the bonfire to set things up. Yeah, I'm not going to hide any goofs. I'm letting you know right away that I effed up. By the way, speaking of martial arts and weapons, I hear something breathing and I don't like it. I know it's just you against the wall, but no breathing while I'm talking. Yeah, screw you. Anyway, might as well talk about this sword that I'm using, which is my favorite longsword in the game so far, because it reminds me of the good old Baldur side sword from Dark Souls 1, which was my favorite side sword in that game. Well, my favorite longsword, sorry, straight sword in that game, and I pretty much used it the minute I got it all the way to the end of the game. This weapon here, well, for one thing, I like this weapon a lot because, one, it looks a hell of a lot better than the side sword did in Dark Souls 1. It may have been a great weapon with great reach, but man, was it very plain looking. Almost ugly looking, I would say. Like, I got used to its look, but man, they could have done a better job designing it, I think. This, so much prettier. Kind of reminds me, like, almost of Gandalf's Glamdring, though it's not the same sword, but it sort of reminds me of it, sort of. It's just a much prettier sword in the hand, and it works great for dex builds like me, so there you go. And it has pretty much the same moveset, which I liked. But the reason why it wasn't the weapon that carried me all the way to the end of the game when I first played through it is because the cell swords that the mercenary class uses, ended up being my main weapon. Hello. It's me again. I always fall for that. That kind of shimmy and then claw. By the way, first let me concentrate on what I'm doing. I am not doing that much damage to him. Shimmy. Yep, there we go. That weird attack of his. Ow! I thought I was out of the way of that. That attack is very deceptive, at least for me. Missed horribly. Usually he does that when I'm behind him. What is he doing? Well, what is it doing? Okay. I'm just sort of like reading its moves right now, just seeing what it does. I almost got hit by that. No. I don't feel like getting hit by that. I really don't. I really want to whack it against his face a couple of times, but I didn't trust it. I wasn't going to fall for that move like last time. Nope. No, thank you. And down it goes. See, much easier to deal with now. Though I noticed that I still wasn't doing as much damage as I would have liked. So it was still a dangerous encounter, but I'm used to its movements. I'm feeling better than I did last time. If I didn't say it already, I really would like to apologize for how I played in the last video, by the way, because my God, my gameplay was abysmal. Especially in the beginning of that last video. I don't know what the hell was going on with that, but some of those deaths were absolutely pathetic, and maybe they entertained you, but, I mean, okay, I'm not saying that I'm a fantastic Dark Souls 3 player, like, it's not like I'm, you know, Grand King Champion of the game or anything like that, but I do play better than that, I really do. I'm wondering if the reason is simply because of me talking while playing. It does kind of throw me off a little bit. I'm not too sure why, but sometimes I notice that as I'm talking while playing, sometimes I just end up falling for things that I normally shouldn't fall for. I figured I might as well work on my parry timings, but I could do that later. That's the only reason why I was chasing that guy. I was like, let me see if I can parry that, and obviously no. So the next thing that I was going to do as far as tying up loose ends is opening up that tower there. Now, I could grind down some bosses, and that might actually be a good idea. I think there's enough people playing tonight. Like, I'm playing this really early in the morning. Like, it's... At the time I'm recording this, it's 2:28 in the morning. And it is the weekend, so there's probably at least a couple of people playing, and I might be able to get into some games to quickly raise up the cash. But I could also check to see how many souls I have. Let me see. I can use this and see what it gives me. Not enough. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, I know. Like, I am gonna fight the boss, but I'm pretty sure you guys want to see me deal with some more challenging stuff as well. So I am going to head to Vordt and see if I can deal with the Lothric Knights there. Yeah. The blue cloth knight, though I think I may have already killed him when you guys weren't watching. When I was doing all the boss grinding before, I might have taken him out. I mean, it's still gonna be there, but whatever. Watch, I'm probably gonna do horribly, because like I do remember dealing with him and killing him on my very first try, you know, underpowered and all, but now that I actually got some levels under my belt and a decent weapon, watch, I'm gonna do horribly against him. That's the way it always goes, huh? Murphy's Law and all that. Yep. Got a crossbow right between the eyes. Let go of that shield. Actually, this also gives me time to get my bearings with the parry for timing. The timing for parries. Sheesh. You can tell it's late at night. Shoot at this dude. I like taking care of this dude first because he's the one that I have the most trouble with, honestly. Number one is that shield. You can't easily kick it aside. And two, it's the fact that he barely telegraphs his moves. So I can't easily parry it. Ow! This isn't good. This isn't going well. Alright. Hello. Get behind him. Yes! Goodbye, bastard. And I got the Lothric leggings. You know what? Let's take a look at them, even though I'm not planning on playing them, because I think they do give a little bit of lore. Yep. So it's armor of a celebrated Lothric knight. Strong steel leggings, if a little scratched. The knight has served as one of the 3 pillars since ancient times, and shares place alongside the Wyverns as a symbol of Lothric. Only those possessing a knight's resolve are fit to wear this garment. So I'm seeing some parallels here between these Lothric knights and the silver and black knights from Dark Souls 1. You know, these warriors who represent the strength of the current reigning kingdom. Though I find it rather interesting that unlike, you know, the knights of Dark Souls 1 who were pretty much against the dragons, these guys apparently tamed and served alongside them. I mean, you saw that one particular dragon up in the wall there, and it was obviously, you know, guarding the area. It doesn't look like it was... Well, then again, it was killing the people there, so maybe it's a wild wyvern, but it is suggested that they work alongside them. Oh, man. That's a move I usually can easily parry. Fuck you. That was a late one, and I knew it was late, but I figured I might as well go for it. Fuck you. No! You have no idea how close to death I was there. Poke! Quick reflexes saved my life there! But yeah, I really messed up that stab. Normally I see that stab coming a mile away, but... Anyway. No. No. I knew I was late there, but I figured I might as well try it. Swing, slash, swing, roll! Poke? Nope. I was out too far away. There we go. And a shield. Does the shield say anything different? Let's find out. Okay. Shield of the renowned Lothric Knights, decorated with the royal crests. The Lothric Knights contended with dragons, and their shields have suitably high lightning absorption befitting a dragon slayer's arms. Okay, so this does say that they fought against the dragons. But I distinctly remember something else of theirs later on saying that they fought alongside the dragons, or at least tamed them, which would suggest that they probably rode them in battle or fought alongside them in battle. I could be remembering wrong. But yeah, fighting against the dragons does make more sense, considering that there is this kind of... this feeling that there's sort of... Lothric is sort of like a... I guess a spiritual descendant of the ancient gods of Dark Souls 1. Because this is supposed to be like many millennia since that time. Many millennia since that time. And as we'll find out later on, the royal family here is supposed to be descendants of the original royal quote-unquote family. I.e., you know, Gwyn and his descendants. And I probably should top off. But that might be a good idea. I am probably going to be brutally murdered here, for your amusement. But hey. No, you don't! Yeah, I don't appreciate you trying to do that crap to me. I really don't. So, 1, 2, roll! Roll! Oh, shit. Get the fuck out the way and drink! No, you don't! That is not proper. Okay, so, yeah. I guess so. Yeah, no, that wasn't too bad. That was alright. That was alright. Actually, this gives me a chance to talk to her again, and that means I'll be able to... We'll hear that line from her that I really wanted to talk about. And I think I touched on it before, but I think it bears talking about again.
What is wrong, unkindled one? Are you not a Lord Seeker? Head to the base of the High Wall and seek the Lords of Cinder. Is this not the calling of your kind since ages past?
So, I remember when I first heard that line, I was very intrigued, because I'm like, wait a minute, since ages past, that means this is not the first freaking time that they've needed, you know, the so-called Ash to chase after the Lords of Cinder and force them to relink the fire. So what's making these Lords of Cinder abandon their thrones? Like, the beginning cinematic, it would make you believe that, you know, the Lords of Cinder abandoning their thrones is something that shouldn't happen, which, I mean, yeah, we can pretty easily guess that. But that it's something that just, it's like, it hasn't happened before. Like, you know, this time the Lords go without their thrones, and you have to bring them back because they're not doing their duty. But then you talk to her, and she makes it sound like this is something that keeps happening. Like, they know. Like, think about it. She knows that you're Ash, and she knows what your duty is. The people all at Firelink Shrine, they definitely know what your duty is. Greyrat, who we rescued, was like, oh, you must be some of that unkindled Ash. So, you know, that, you know, suggests that he knows what they're here for as well. So this apparently keeps happening, that these Lords of Cinder link the fire at least once. And then, of course, since we know the fire keeps on fading and they keep on trying to prolong it unnaturally, they're going to rise again. And then when they rise again, they're like, ah, fuck it. Why are they saying fuck it? What's going on? I have my own ideas. Honestly, I will say this now, because I don't want to reveal too much, because I want to spill out more as we play. And obviously you're guessing that I'm helping out the fight for it. But, I'm honestly thinking that they are all sensing that the whole thing is diminishing returns. And also that they might be privy to some truth that everyone else doesn't realize. It's funny now that I've dealt with this thing so many times, how trivial he feels now. And I also realized some of the boneheaded mistakes that I was making when I first faced him. Like that. But the main thing was I was attacking from the side and not from behind, like I should have been doing. That was close. You really need to have this really good innate sense of spatial awareness when the camera tries to fuck with you like that. I keep running out of stamina. I'm not watching my bar correctly. He is close to death, though. Ow. That getting hit from behind shit is not fun. No. No. Well, I got hit there. Whoops. Fuck you. Your days are at an end. You're welcome, sir. Glad to be of service. I appreciate my rewards. Good luck with the rest of the game. Didn't make that much, though. That's the one thing that kind of sucks about fighting against Vordt. You don't really get much for him, so grinding him really does feel like a grind. I mean, look at that. Then again, I got my Ember restored. Actually, I know what we can do. That would be a bit more exciting and at the same time still get me some souls. We need to take care of that dragon. Yes, we do. So let's go do that. Though, do I have enough? Oh, wait. Yeah, I kind of have an Estus shard. It would be a good idea to actually take advantage of that, huh? Okay, so let's go do that. Anyway, as I was finishing up on before I decided to go fight against that frigid Vordt boss, I'm really wondering if after they link the fire, they become privy to some type of cosmic truth, like, you know, fundamental universal truth of the world that they're in, that it's a waste of time to keep linking the fire, which is why they're walking away from the throne. You know, as we go on in the game, there's I think enough subtle hints to suggest that this is indeed the case. And in fact, one of the endings of the game, if I'm not spoiling things already, if I'm not rushing ahead, I would say one of the endings of the game point blank shows that it's a waste of time. Anyway.
Well, Matt, 'tis good to see ye in good health.
More or less.
What needs smithing this day?
My Estus flask. You need to reinforce this. You need to use that mighty hammer and anvil of yours to somehow add this shard to a glass flask without shattering it. I don't know. Again, if he had a forge, this would make more sense. Anyway. I am seriously thinking of, at the very least, leveling up the sword a bit, because we're going to be using it for a while. And I do... Well, not infused, sorry. I was in the wrong spot. There we go. Why not? It'll be a decent sidearm. I mean, it's not going to be the main weapon that I plan on getting through the game with, but for now, it's what I have. And it's a good weapon. And while I'm at it... Nah, I plan on getting a better bow than this, so let's not waste the equipment, the Titanite on that.
Pretty be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
I love that line, I really do. Okay, so 99 is definitely more than enough. Actually, do you... I'm gonna ask him something. Hey, yo, what's up?
Ah, there you are. I was thinking. You know I'm a petty thief.
Yeah, I know.
Perhaps I'll go on the prowl. Everyone's dead or hollowed away anyway, right? So I might as well fetch some weapons or treasure for you. Well, what do you say?
So, you could refuse, but I am going to send him out the pillage. Because, one, I could use some of the things that he's planning on getting later, and two, he's not going to get killed this time. Those of you who played the game know what I'm talking about. But, you know, now he's trying to, you know, use his talents as a thief for my benefit. I guess since I did him a good turn. Though I also think that it might be something for him to take his mind off the fact that someone he really cared about just died. You know, this could be a way for him to, like, you know, not just make himself useful, but just to keep himself and his mind busy so he doesn't have to dwell on his regrets. At least that's what I would think anyway.
Thank you. You will not be disappointed. Grey Rat the Thief was once a well-known name. Until I ended up rotting in a cell.
I really like the voice acting here. Like, you can hear the self-depreciating humor in there, and also the, like, oh, that's my life, man. Like, you can hear the kind of melancholy sadness in there, as well as, you know, him, I guess, trying to find humor in the situation. Like, I don't know, I just get the feeling of him being someone who's just trying to, you know, find the best, you know, in life in any way that he can. Which just makes me appreciate him even more. He is one of my favorite NPCs in the game. So, let's see. He's got fire arrows, he's got standards. He does not have lightning. He probably will get those later. Let's stick with the shield I have. There's no reason for me to get anything else. Could buy more fire bombs. They are going to be useful, but I will find more. And I could buy more of these, but I know I'm going to be able to grind more of those, so there's no point in me wasting the souls on that. And I do need to save up for 20,000, so...
Grey Rat.
Yeah, we heard that already. Alright, goodbye, dude.
I will leave for some time. So long for now. Do stay safe, you hear? Or my efforts will have been for naught.
Yeah, I mean, he's being, you know, making it humorous, so, you know, do stay safe. I mean, I need somebody to sell this stuff to, but I get the feeling there's also a little bit of genuine caring there as well, because you can kind of hear it in his voice. He seems to have been, like, I mean, again, this could all just be my own headcanon, but I just get the feeling that he was actually a decent guy, who just, from the looks of things and the, you know, a bit of emotion you hear in his voice, he's got hit with a lot of bad luck. This is the world of Dark Souls. Who gets good luck in this game, right? So, let's get past all that. I mean, I don't think she'll have it, but it's worth checking.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service?
There is so much more to this woman than it appears, and unfortunately the game does not give us enough to realize what that is. Especially when you talk to her later on. She knows a lot more than she's letting on, and I think she's behind some things, but we never really know for sure, and it's kind of frustrating. NPCs in this game tend to clam up sooner than you would like them to. It's not like in Dark Souls 1, where characters just constantly kept revealing interesting things about themselves or their worldview the longer you went into the game. And here, it doesn't feel like that. I mean, a lot of characters just seem to just shut up after like a couple of statements, and then that's it. Like, they just keep repeating the same things. Which is odd, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it could be my own imagination, but I get that feeling. And no, the tools that I wanted are not here, though this I'm going to need later. So I am going to buy that. I am definitely going to need that tool later, so I might as well just get it out of the way. And that's it. That's all I need. And I'm not going to bother with the dried finger, because I'm not one of those people that likes traveling with an army of phantoms to help me to fight bosses. Especially since I'm going to try my best to go through the game by myself. The only characters I will summon are NPC summons, and that's mostly for, you know, gameplay and story and lore reasons and all that.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
You know, I kind of feel, yeah, I ended up spending more than I got. So I got a lot of grinding to do. I don't know if I'm going to be doing all of that in this video, though, because otherwise it's going to be too boring for you guys. Attune spells that it's kind of cool that I actually got 2 slots, but I got no spells. And I have no use for spells right now, except maybe I should get a healing one. Might be a good idea. Screw it. Okay. Which one, again, did I want to go on? Was it this one or this one? This one, I think. Let's try this one. And we'll mosey on. By the way, I have to say, if I hadn't mentioned it again, that this game is Demon Souls as fuck. I mean, just the look of the tower and the way everything else comes in here. Like, and later on, there's so many nods to Demon Souls as well as the old Dark Souls games that it's just further proof for me that this is a send-off. And yep. Whoa, shit! You know, this is the first time I have ever... This is the first time I've ever shot an arrow at him from there, and I was like, now I know what happens. Shit. That was not how I was going to deal with the dragon, by the way. That was not my original plan. I got a better way to deal with him. That's not it. Okay, so wait for the knight to leave, because I don't want to have to deal with him and the thief at the same time. Jackass thief's gonna throw a knife, yep. Hi. Again, I'd rather wait for them to swing first, because they have this bad habit of interrupting every attack you try to do. Hey, how you doing? No! Goodbye. And dead he is. Just to get this jackass out my sight. Goodbye. Just clearing the way in case he decided to do something stupid. And now I have to be careful here because I don't want to be barbecued. Hi. Roll, 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 roll! And that didn't go the way I expected. They were supposed to set the whole thing on fire. This isn't good. Why am I scared of this guy? just kicked his freaking shield aside. You mind coming through the door, please? I mean, you know, yeah, you're able to attack through walls ability is very impressive, but... There we go. Now let's trigger this guy's I hate you fire ability. Over here. Over here. You're supposed to be... Come on. Fire. 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 It's about freaking time. Damn. I'll take that. Oh, deserters. I'll wear that later. Drink my Mountain Dew. Now here's the tricky part, trying to get past this thing. Hi. Made it. Got inside. But, we need to get rid of this bastard. So... there's a way to do it without getting roasted by the flames. I'm trying to get into position. There we go. Nope, not far enough. There we go. This is going to take a while. Honestly, I wish I could just aim at his head to do more damage, but that's too much of a risk. Though I guess if I was firing from the tower, I could probably pull it off. But it would, I think it would end up taking a hell of a lot longer because I'd have to keep dodge rolling out the way of the fire blast. And this way, I could just keep on firing arrows at him until he dies. Yes, I know this is boring, guys. Actually, this does give me time to talk about the fact that, you know, there is a dragon... Well, okay, Wyvern, if we're going to get technical. There is a Wyvern here, you know, just constantly roasting idiots alive in this castle. And one could say, well, this, you know, obviously this place is in disrepair. People are turning to hollows. There are, you know, signs of a civil war that happened. And don't come back! There we go. A large titanite shard, that's good. Now I can pick these things up. Ember, that's very useful. Club, I already have one, and I'm not planning on using the other one, so. A claymore. Oh. Not planning on using it, but it is a rather nice weapon, all things considered. Any lore on this? Just the usual, it's a good weapon, you should use it, type stuff. And no way through here, as I already know. And now the moment that some of you guys have probably been eagerly awaiting. There are some people who actually, in their very first time going through the High Wall of Lothric, they actually are able to make it here, which I find to be pretty impressive. But in doing so, that means that this is most likely the very first treasure chest that they find. Because of that, and in their eagerness, they might not have realized that there's something kind of wrong about this treasure chest. If you've played Dark Souls 1, you know that if the chain's pointing toward you, it ain't good. And you may also notice that this treasure chest is breathing. Yes, it is. You just noticed it slightly open up. This is a mimic. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you people. When I deal with mimics, I don't fight them. I don't see the reason to, especially since mimics in this version of the game are bad fucking ass. It's like they all had their freaking Wheaties or something, because they're even more vicious in this game than they were before. But it would, you know, it wouldn't be that entertaining for you guys if I do what I normally do and just throw a freaking undead charm at them and just grab the content. So, fuck it! Let's see how quickly I die. Whoa, that kick. Stick and move! Oh, I'm fucked. Yep. This is what happens when the camera is against you. And I am now lunch. Are you not entertained? The things I do just so you guys won't be bored. Well, now I have to kill the Mimic. It's personal now. Die. Thank you. And unfortunately, since I died that way, I had to open up this gate, which means I have to go through this mess. And this time there's no dragon to help me clear the way out. Oh my god, this knight's stupid. You saw me earlier. Oh shit! This is not good. Run, run, run. I said run. It really takes a while for this guy to get going sometimes. Alright. Hi. Bye. Now we can have a fair fight. No shit! No, fuck you. Don't you wish you had left me alone? Now, that rudeness is over with. I can get back to dealing with the dragon. And I don't care that I'm not embered up. You know, he's going to be able to kill me in 1 or 2 hits anyway, and I'd rather not, you know, go through all my embers so quickly. I just realized also... Ooh, that's nice. Oh man, I really did not anticipate the shield dash. I thought it was going to be a stab. That's what a lunge looks like, you jerk. No. But yeah, I just realized that when I died up there, I didn't come down here to collect the goodies that were left, but it's not like, it's not like there was anything worthwhile here anyway, right? Thank you for the souls, appreciate it. Oh, right. That's right, now that the dragon ain't here. Well, this is going to be interesting. The way they sound when they chase you just cracks me up. I kind of second-guessed myself. That's why I got hit there. First, I'm like, let me block the hit. Then I'm like, no, there's no point in blocking the hit. And by that time, he was already swinging, so. Okay, souls and minds. Now, I wonder something. I don't think these guys can climb ladders, can they? One way to find out. I'm not going to fight this thing down there, because this just... You saw how I got hung up against the damn wall. If this thing can climb ladders, I am so fucked. Of course, the other problem is that he is right beneath me, and so hitting him is going to be a problem. I wonder. Yep, I got 2 of these. So can I trick him into going here? Yes, I can. And I missed every last shot. That is ridiculous. Can you please stop moving? I'm gonna have to go down there, aren't I? Fuck yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, I could just jump across over there. Actually, you know what I should do? I should open this up. That's what I should do. That way I don't gotta deal with all that other crap. Aha! This is taking way too long. I should just go down there and get killed. They sure sound disturbing, don't they? I wish Mimics had weaknesses. Like, fire bombs or something. They'll throw a firebomb at him, won't hurt. Well, it'll hurt him, but it won't hurt me. Where the fuck did it go? Sheesh, the way he breathes, it almost sounds like he's an asthma patient. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, fuck! Here he comes. That kick, you do not want to get hit by it. That was close. Whoa! Oh no 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 no. I should have zigged instead of zagged. Alright, one more time. One more time. Because this thing has to die. Though at least now, it won't take too long to get to him. Wait for the knight to go away. Run over here. Dodge the flying knife. Stab him in the face. Get hit. Hi. I was hoping you wouldn't have the shield up. Sure, I'm really getting sick of this guy. Drink. Whoosh. To that one asshole there who just runs up when you're in the middle of a fight. Just, ugh. You gonna get up? Yes? No? Good. Stay down. Okay. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. Break all the furniture so you have room to fight. Throw the freaking firebomb at them. And prepare for death. Holy shit! And I lost the 17,000 freaking souls because I forgot to pick them up. Yeah, bone-headed mistake. And here comes sword asshole. See, that lunging stab, you can see it coming, so it's easy to parry. Losing that 17 hurt. It really did, because I now have God knows how long, how much work I'm going to need to do to get back to that. Oh my god. I freaking hate this fucking mimic. Uh-huh. And the camera is working against me again. Why is the knife on? That's the second time that it was on the knife I noticed when it came there when I didn't switch to what? Okay. Oh, that sucked. Alright, just back away so you can get stamina. Vengeance is mine. Whoop-de-friggin' do. I still am down 17,000, but at least I got a deep axe. Oh my god. It wasn't worth it. It really wasn't. I will say, though, that for certain builds, this is a nice weapon to start out with in the game. In fact, one of my other characters that I'm taking through the game did use this axe for a while until I was able to get a better weapon for him. My Pyromancer build. Still, oh my god, 17,000 motherfucking souls all gone. What the hell do you want? Goodbye. It was my own freaking fault, though, because I should have... I don't know why I didn't remember pick up the souls. Like, a simple thing. Pick up the souls before hitting the evil chest. Anyway, unless you guys really, really want me to, I am not going to fight another Mimic. They're just too much of a pain in the ass to deal with. Especially if they're going to expect me to fight them in tight corridors like that. Like, why? Why would I do that, you know? I'm probably just gonna... Oh my god, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna have to grind down the boss again at least 25 or more times. No, I am not gonna record all that, because that would be boring for you. But I think I've recorded at least enough footage for the video here, unless... Let me think. Is there anything else that I need to do here? There is that one hidden enemy in this area, but I do not have the item that it's going to take in order to get him. Get to him, at least not yet. Took out the dragon, dealt with the Mimic, gonna fight the boss. There's really nothing else for me here. So... yeah. I think I'm going to cut it off here. What I will be doing is grinding down Vordt. Actually, you know what? I will be right back. There'll be one more thing. I am going to grind down the boss for a bit, and, you know, off camera. And then once I have the 20,000, we will come back and we will deal with the tower, and that will be the end of the recording. So, see you then. Okay, guys. Welcome back. After a very, very, very long, grueling session of trying to grind down souls, we now have our 20,000, well, in this case 21,000, which is more than enough to finally get the freaking key and to go up the tower and see what's there. And then after that's done, I think that'll be the end of the video. And then the next time we will go through the rest of the undead settlement, and hopefully Katrona will be with me. So, let's go in the tower and see what's there. Right? Right. By the way, I didn't just fight the boss to get souls, because at one point my summon sign was down for an incredibly long time and no one was picking up. So I ran around the undead settlement for a while, killing things there, and I actually ended up with an item that never drops for me. Ever. Like, with all those characters you saw me had, and with me beating the game twice and stuff, that has only dropped now. The Evangelist hat. I have not gotten it on any other character. It suddenly dropped for me here. So, remember that big woman that kind of intimidated Katrona and was, you know, with the big laughter and sending flesh-eating insects after me and beating me over the head with a Bible and all that? Yeah, that's her hat. So, Hannah the Evangelist set for the cathedral. These teachers, all women, came to enlighten inhabitants of the undead settlement and sent carriers on the path of sacrifice. So, to confirm what I said about them before, they were pretty much here to get the undead settlers to give themselves to Aldrich, who then devoured them. How they were able to convince these undead to do that, I don't know. Maybe as a way of saying, hey, once you get eaten by them, that's it, you finally die, in a sense. Only I don't think they ended up dying. I think a worse fate ended up for them, which we will get into that when we're actually at the Cathedral of the Deep. So, enough of the hat. Let's go for what we came for. Yeah, we know. Let's get the key. This freaking expensive key. Okay. Key to the decrepit tower behind the Firelink Shrine, which leads to the bell tower. The bell tower is the grave of Firekeeper's past. When a Firekeeper has served her purpose, she is led to true darkness, where she enjoys a long-deserved sleep. So it's a grave of sorts, huh? Let's pay for it. And my souls are gone. Don't worry, I'll buy more.
Ashen one.
Yeah, I know. Bring you more. Interesting. I don't know if I commented on the fact that you can see all those headstones and urns around her. Nice touch. Nice as in, showing her character, not nice as in, pretty. I mean, not to show how nice it is to be, have a bunch of headstones decorating your personal space. I should talk to Ludleth over there. He might actually have something new for me. And here's the part I hate. Having to deal with the freaking fog gates. I don't know why this pops up when you show up back at Firelink Shrine. But every time you come here, the entrances are sealed by that, fog gate. And you gotta wait a while before it dissipates. And I don't know why it's there. I really don't. Ah, good. Can I get another one? Nope. Can't get greedy now. I've been invaded several times, so it was about time that popped up. Now this time we're not going to jump up there to jump in there because it kind of defeats the purpose. Now this time we got the key, so we can go up here and see what's there. So, nice view of the mountains and of Lothric Castle, which that building up there is, I believe it's ultimately the final part of the area that we're going to be going to eventually. And as in, true Demon Souls fashion, we will be returning to this place. Like, we left it to seek out the lords. And once we find them, we will end up back here. Well, back there, out there. Not here in this tower. Who knows, maybe we will end up back in this tower. So, let's get this out the way now. As you can see, that's the tower which we ultimately want to get to. Actually, let's do this now. Let's do this now. Screw this. So we're going to go up here. There's treasures over here, by the way, which we are going to get. And all the way down there. First, we're going to go up. In this rather sacred-looking place with all the candles. It makes me wonder, how did they get the candles on the spots that you can't easily get to? You know what I mean? Like here, okay, I can get how they put candles there because, you're standing there in the elevator. You can easily do it before you send the elevator down and way in the bottom. But as you're going up and you see the walls, you see candles there too. Who placed those things there? Who lit the motherfuckers? And here is our Bell of Awakening. And we see what looks to be a dead Firekeeper. And we get her soul. So, I guess this is supposed to imply that she was the one who rang the bell? But if so, what Firekeeper is this? Well, maybe the soul will tell us. I doubt it. Soul of a Firekeeper, said to have returned from the abyss. This Firekeeper preserves the bonfire and serves its champion. She is said to have soothed and accepted the dark sigil, which has tainted her soul. And yet her soul will one day embed itself in the bosom of another Firekeeper. So, I guess this implied that she died before this bell was rung? Or did she ring it and then die and the other Firekeeper showed up somehow? I don't know. See, this is one of the things that kind of annoys me about Dark Souls 3. As much as I love it, I really do like this game. There's a reason why I've been on this non-stop Dark Souls 3 kick ever since the game came out in April. But it's little things like that which kind of frustrate me. Because it's like, okay, who rang the bell? Well, maybe it's her, but who exactly is she? It just says that, oh, she returned from the Abyss once. Okay, and that's all they say. Like, there's no other importance to that. Or how did she return from the Abyss? And what truths did she glean there? There's too much for us that we have to speculate on our own. And it's... While I understand that, you know, there's some people who do like that, and I am one of those people that do like to speculate, but I like to speculate with, you know, more concrete facts on my side. I don't like speculating when I don't really have much to go on. And unfortunately, this game doesn't give us much to go on. See, now here, look at it. Look at those candles. Who put those there? Who placed these things there? Look, how the hell? I may really like FromSoft's designs. I love the architectural design. I love the ambiance, but there's some things that just make no sense, and this is one of them. Who placed these things here? It's not like... Someone apparently has a fly spell that we, as the player, are unfortunately not privy to. Okay, so I'm going to drop down here. Don't worry, we'll come back up to get those treasures. I just want to get this out the way. That is a very tricky freaking jump. That right there. It is too easy to fuck that up and die. It's a very cruel jump. Now we don't got to worry about, you know, that shortcut should help us out now. And there's a Crystal Lizard, which we can chase, but I'm going to chase it from the opposite direction. I'm going to go around this way. Because I can. Aha! That, by the way, is one of the best ways to deal with the lizards. Like, run and chase them, do your running R2, and then quickly press R1. And if you're strong enough, you can usually take them out in 2 hits. Very convenient. And now we're back here. And now we can climb right back up. And that's the ladder that I kicked, so now you can easily just climb up there and deal with the crow. By the way, you know how I went inside to activate the crow? You can also get the crow to talk to you if you just simply come over here. See?
You. Me, pickled pea. Me, bumperum.
By the way, if you do access the crow from inside and you look up, you may notice that there's, you know, a bit of skylight that you can see through with the nest. Well, this is the obvious nest. So.
You.
What?
Me, pickled pea.
No!
Me, bumperum.
Later! Sheesh. I was only there to show where you're at. I'm not there to actually trade items with you. Especially since I barely ever did that playing this, and I probably should, because there are a couple of interesting items you can get from trading with the crow, and to be perfectly honest, for this playthrough, there are a couple of items that I probably should be getting for the, you know, for the purposes of playing the game and talking about the lore and all that good shit. So, actually, was there a treasure chest down there? I completely forgot if there was. Damn it, I might have to explore down there. Okay. So, the first time I ever came here and noticed the treasure there, and I was thinking to myself, how the fuck do you get that? I died many, many times. An absurd amount of times. So it was really annoying when I found out later on that all you have to do is this. Yeah. just run off. Don't jump. Just run off. And make sure to drink your Estus, because it's good for you. Actually, I'm going to do it again. And you can still die from here. I think it happened to me once. Yeah, see? That's why you gotta drink your Estus. If you don't drink your Estus, you make that second drop, you will die. And then have to do this shit all over again. Now this... Okay, so you see the coffins up there. And this is supposed to be the place where the Firekeepers had their final rest. But then you notice... There's a lot of Firekeepers that didn't make it inside those coffins. So it looks to me as if they ran out of space. Yeah. It's like all they did was just kick them, like lead them to the top of the tower and then just kick them down there. Goodbye. So long. Fuck you. Crunch. I mean, I guess the way they're arranged, one would suspect, like, okay, like, well, you see how the arms are folded there? It almost looks like they maybe just laid down and died, but then again, they're all piled in the freaking corner here. It almost just looks like they just threw the bodies down there and then just placed the arms there so people will think they had a final peaceful rest. I just get the feeling like somebody just booted them, like they just led them to the top of the tower and then like, okay, off you go. Which is fucked up. Ah, the Estus ring. Which, yeah, that's definitely going on my finger, but let's take a look at it. Increases HP restored with the Estus flask. This ring was entrusted to a certain Firekeeper, but in the end she never met her champion. And the ensuing tragic farce became a favorite tale of the masses. Very interesting ring. Very interesting bit of lore on that ring too. Especially with what we see of that story as we play later on in the game. Because I remember when I first read that, I was like, huh. So, I mean, will we get to find out about that tale? And yeah, we basically do. So, back outside, I'm sure you recognize where this is. And since we killed that crazy swordmaster, we don't got to worry about him simply jumping us. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention this before, but remember when I was first facing Vordt and I was wondering where the swordmaster's sign was? If I had killed him before I dealt with Vordt, then his sign would have been there. Because I guess it's like, oh, you beat me in combat, now I shall serve you. I guess. But since I didn't beat him in combat at the time, yeah, he was not going to be there to help out. So now that we're done with that, there really is not much left to do except to hand the soul to the Firekeeper. Here we go.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire.
Well, I would like to level up, but I don't have enough souls, so we'll just hand you the Firekeeper soul.
Ashen One, this is much like what lies within me. Then let it find its own place within my bosom. She will understand. We are both Firekeepers after all. Forgive
So now
me,
she's
sister.
able to deal the... I'm sorry.
May the flames guide thy way.
So, now she's able to heal the Dark Sigils, which, if you remember, I have one. Now, I am not going to have her heal them just yet, because I'm still trying to decide whether I'm going to go for a particular ending or not. There are two endings I'm thinking of going with for this particular playthrough. I'm not going for the Link to Fire ending, even though I probably should pick a character to do that just so I can show you guys what it looks like. But I don't want to deal with that ending because I know it's a waste of time. Not playthrough-wise, but story-wise. And I will get into that later, I guess, though I think I said all I need to say about it. It's pretty obvious why I would consider it to be a waste of time. Again, not playthrough-wise, story-wise. The story basically says that Link into Fire is a waste of time. And then there's another ending, which is a bastard ending, which I am most certainly not going to pick because I don't play bastards. You know, I don't play straight up assholes. I just don't. I can't do it. So that leaves two final endings. One which is considered, at least from what I remember, the true ending. And then the other one is a more, shall we say, a grander ending. And I'm trying to decide which one of the two that I want to go with. One of them matches my sensibilities more than the other, but the other one is really, really interesting. So, I'll see. You guys can also weigh in on which ending you want to see, and who knows, maybe that will influence the decision.
Ashen One, Sovereign Irish Ashen One.
We already had her say that, so I'll
Farewell,
leave.
Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
And also with you. Wait. I get it about twice. I always make her about twice. Just cause I can. And you may notice that Mr. Crestfallen isn't here. I might as well show where he is. I'm gonna go try to talk to Ludlet, see if he has anything new for us, and if he doesn't, which now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think he does. It wouldn't hurt to check, because this guy always has something interesting to say. Well, not always, but he tends to have interesting things to say when you trigger it.
Not. My feet are here firmly planted.
What
For
feet?
I am a lord, and this is my throne.
Yeah, I know. You seem to really want us to accept that fact. You really want to strike that. Like, I'm a lord, damn it. You will see me as a lord. You will respect me as a lord. Which implies that he's trying a little too hard.
Listen, this might pique thine interest.
Oh, we already heard this.
Before I was a lord of Cinder, I was
I'm gonna
a
hear it
student
again.
of transposition, the process of extracting and coalescing the essence of a soul. A forbidden art that once left a foul stain upon Corlin's honor. 'Tis an art that grants powers once thought unattainable. Most transposing kilns were lost with Corland, but this place is a crossing for all manner of cursed objects. If thou happenest upon a transposing kiln, bring it to me. Quick.
Okay, so I find this bit of dialogue interesting. I mean, it's pretty much just a, hey, there's something out there, go get it, bring it back to me, and good things will happen to you speech. But in context of story, I find it interesting that being able to turn souls into weapons has become something of forbidden art, at least in his land of Corland, which we don't really hear too much about. I mean, we know there's a Corland, we know that he comes from there, but what they are about, you know, or like their place in all of this, we don't know. Is the land still around? We don't know. It's again these little things which just, you know, just cause an itch in the back of your mind. Like, you mind expanding on this, please? No, they won't.
Now, do not be away over long.
Oh well. I still like him. I still think he's a cool character, but it's really annoying that we don't get to find out more about what he's talking about as far as the land of Corland, and why would the art of, you know, extracting things from a soul be forbidden in his land? Especially when you consider the other games. Well, the other games, Dark Souls 1, not so much extracted things from a soul as you infused them to other weapons to turn them into new weapons. Dark Souls 2, straight up, you had to just turn the souls into weapons. And that didn't seem to be a problem. And now here in Dark Souls 3, and then all of a sudden we hear about this land that it's a problem. It's like, what the fuck? Anyway, the reason why I'm going back out here is you notice that Mr. Crestfallen is not around. Oh, and I forgot about there was an item over here. But that's because he's down here. First we'll grab this, a homeward bone. Always nice, always nice. But yeah, there he is. This one particular grave with one particular sword. And I've always wondered if that sword was meant to be his. And I mean, it'll make more sense as we go further on into the game, in case you guys haven't played through this yet. But he's supposed to be from the Undead Legion. By the way, the translation that they in Japanese, it's not Legion. Like when you hear Legion, you expect, like, you know, at least, you know, 1,000 troops or so, like a, you know, a huge like army company, and there really aren't that many guys. You do fight them eventually, and it's like, you know, like not that. I mean, you see tons of bodies on the ground, but certainly not thousands. And the Japanese translation is actually the word is more like a troop, or just, you know, like a squad of people. So it would be more like the undead squad or the undead troop, which can be a smaller group of guys. And he's from them, as we can tell, but that sword that he has on his back, that's not what they use. The one against the grave, that's the weapon that they use. He also, you'll find out later on, he uses a shield, which they don't use. He's not even wearing their helmet, so it's obviously showing that he just left the order, like he just wants nothing to do with them, and yet here he is, praying to a grave with the sword against it. And considering that he's praying against the grave, it makes me think that, okay, maybe one of the people he knew, one of the undead legion, is here? I don't know. It's never really explained, but I guess it's implying that maybe one of them's here.
The poor wretched souls. Be they lord or legend, the curse shows no mercy. What a sham.
I do like that line. I mean, yeah, it's coming from this depressed guy, and he's still talking about how everything sucks and the whole thing is a sham, and what point do we have? What's the point of doing it? What chance do we have? But I do find that line interesting. You know, the curse shows no mercy. And it doesn't. If you think about it, especially in context of the other games, it doesn't really give a damn who the hell you are. Whoa, what was that? You guys heard that, right? Oh, wait, no. I thought that sound was that he vanished. Apparently he didn't. What the hell was that sound? I suppose it's not that important. So, yeah. That's it for now. I think I've done enough. Even though this is a loose ends video and I thought it was going to be short, it ended up being pretty damn long anyway. Hopefully it was entertaining, and we did get to touch on some, you know, story and games, things of interest that, you know, made this recording worthwhile. Like, I hope it was not a waste of your time. Next time we do this, we're going to go through the rest of the Undead Settlement. It is a rather large area, so that video is most likely going to be pretty long too. Even though we already gone through the first part of it, you know, those of you who played it know just how huge it is and how it splits into two parts. I will try to get through it as quickly as I can without rushing so much that we can't touch on the more interesting things about it. But there is so much land to cover there that I might end up having to break it up into two videos. We will see. So, yeah, until then. Wait. You know what? That celebratory thing is for the fact that we finally got the 20 souls. So that wasn't a mistake at all. No, it wasn't. Catch you guys later. Oh, one more thing to add. You see this? I had to record this. I said that I wasn't planning on showing you the long climb to get my 20,000 souls, but this was one of the oddities that I encountered while trying to help out with the Vordt boss. You do see what's going on, right? Yeah, somehow, yeah. Vordt is in this room, believe it or not, even though it looks like all we're doing is just swinging at absolutely nothing. But the problem is, only our host can see and interact with him. The other Phantom and myself are busy desperately trying to help him out by swinging, hoping that we can connect, but we're not connecting with anything because, yeah, our host can see ghosts and we can't. And the ghost is able to kick his ass and we can't do anything about it. Yeah. And at this point, I realized there was no way I was going to actually help, but I didn't want to look like I was just standing there watching him die. So I continued on swinging at where I thought the boss was to make it look like we were actually helping. You know, I guess so the host could feel a little bit better about the fact that he's getting his ass kicked. But, yeah. This, by the way, is the very first time this has ever happened to me. I mean, I've seen some other weird glitches when trying to help people out with bosses, but usually it's the glitch of where, like, the guy can go into the fog, he can go through the fog gate and we can't. So we, you know, can hear, you know, the boss battle going on, but we can't help him out. For some weird reason, the game will allow us in the room. That's normally the type of glitch I encounter, and I've been encountering that less. But yeah, and as you can see, he just dropped dead in front of us, and there was nothing we could do about it. Yeah, Dark Souls 3.